There are a few different objects that represent my topic of childhood education. Within the classroom, there are desks, chalkboards, slates, and books. Students in learning environments use all these items, whether that is in school, in the home, or in the community. People have used these types of tools for educational purposes since they have been around. As more things get invented, more educational items get used. For example, before paper was invented, slates were used, and before whiteboards came into the picture, chalkboards were used in every schoolroom. School and education is changing every day because teachers have more education and technologies to use in their teaching. Their standards for teaching have also changed, and they have more to teach from. Education has always been a foundation for our society. After school years, students live on to play important roles in our community. As technology becomes a bigger and bigger part of our world, the tools that students have available to them become more helpful. For example, after paper and pens were used, the typewriter came into effect, and now we have the computer, which is still getting updated often. As technology continues to grow, so will the tools that students have to be able to work with.
Music. Over time, people have used music in different ways. People have used music as ways of worship, ways of fame, and ways of fun and entertainment. Music has been experienced in different ways as time goes by. People in the 1800s would use music as more of a way of fun and entertainment. Nowadays, we see music used as ways to become famous. Music has changed in numerous ways over time, not only in the style of music, but also in the type of instrument. For example, the piano. It has changed in design and shape. The piano used to be large, rectangular, and boxy. Now we see pianos that are electric and are the size of an iron board, and they could even weigh as much as an iron board as well. Thanks to Apple in the 21st century, we now have pianos that fit into your pocket. Factors that would account for change in the piano are things like different sounds that a certain era were trying to produce. Also, the advance in technology throughout the years has a lot to do with the change. One major importance of music in Michigan was Motown in the 60s. Motown was an American record company founded in 1959 in Detroit, Michigan. The name Motown is a combination of motor and town. Motown played an important role in the racial integration of popular music by achieving a crossover success. In the 1960s, Motown and its soul-based sister companies were the most successful proponents of what came to be known as the Motown sound, a style of soul music with a distinct pop influence. This style of Motown has changed and evolved greatly in the past 50 years, yet Detroit has maintained its well-earned nickname. Music is developing and shifting every year, from Elvis to Justin Bieber and Dolly Parton to Miley Cyrus. Music has come a long way in the past 50 years, and I can only imagine what will become of it in the future.
Books in the 1800s were seen everywhere: shops, homes, schools, and even in children's rooms. Books were used to help educate and expose children to what was around them, whether it was teaching or for leisure. It was an introduction to talking trees, friendly fruit, and a new world of experiences. It opened the door to their imagination. Over time, the focus of children's books has changed. When the Industrial Revolution hit, trains and cars started hitting the pages of children's books as well. From plowing to tractors, horses to cars, black and white pages to color, the shelves of schools began to match the world outside. Environmental changes, the Industrial Revolution helped this redesigning of books. Books have always played a role in a child's life everywhere around the world. They will continue to reflect the world around us on their pages. Maybe flying cars will start to appear soon. But from pictures to words, stories to facts, old technology to new technology, the reader will continue to be educated.
Helping out and having fun. Children and young adults often did chores around the house. They would also cut firewood, feed, clean, and tend the animals and help plant and harvest crops. Barns and sheds were not only the center of this outdoor work, but the site of many delightful hours of play. In the 1880s and 1890s, outdoor sports became very prominent for youth. Activities such as croquet and bicycling were popular for boys and girls. Mothers and aunts would teach young girls how to make baskets like these made out of black ash, splint, and sweetgrass. During the 1930s, the dining room table was used more than just a place to come together and eat. It was where children would do their homework or where the entire family would play cards and board games. This family is playing Chinese checkers. What was the most popular board game of the Depression years? Hint, it is still around today and very well known. It's Monopoly. Now children spend less time outside and even less time doing chores and learning valuable life lessons. Now you can find children on the couch, but instead of reading, they are playing video games. In the future, children will help out even less and be found outside much less as well.